Thank you, everybody, for joining us back at Logiq's channel. We're sitting here once again with the Chief Executive Officer of Logiq, Mr. Brent Sun. And Brent, we're rounding into the holidays here. 2022 was a tumultuous year for the industry as a whole. How was it for you guys at Logiq specifically?
Well, it's been tough. If you look at the market, certainly share price performance, extraordinarily tough. I don't believe we're an outlier by any stretch. But yeah, it's been tough. What we've seen though, in terms of the business, is we cut back some of the smaller, lower margin clients in Q2. I think we troughed in Q3, and what we've seen since that time is we've signed on several new clients that are bringing the revenues to a level where we had said earlier in the year, and certainly tail end of last year, and giving guidance that we would exit this year at a run rate of roughly 40 million or higher, which nearly doubles what we did last year in revenues. So we are on track to doing that. So I think that's indicative of the fact that the value of what we provide to customers, being small to medium-sized businesses, is certainly working.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, in that regard, you guys are definitely making progress despite the markets. You can't do much to control the macro universe as it is, but overall, you guys are still making really steady stuff from day to day.
We are.
Perfect. And so then I guess where we're sitting now, what can people expect to kind of wrap up the year and put a bow on it, so to speak?
Sure. For those who have been following us and are aware that we are in a SPAC transaction, we filed the S4 a little over a month ago. We received first round of SEC comments, which is standard. We're in the process of turning those around. We're pretty quick. Usually companies take about 20 to 30 days. Today's a week. We'll have those back tomorrow. So we'll be hearing back and forth from the SEC as we move towards a close. We expect to close in middle of Q1 next year, maybe a little sooner. And again, those who have followed us know that there is a valuation between where we're trading and what the offer is. That's one thing. The other, and I believe this is since we last spoke, we also announced that we have signed a letter of intent with a merger candidate to bring into Logiq as our business is going out into the SPAC. That's so that we don't become a shell. Okay. The value to our shareholders is that whatever business we bring in, they retain 10% of. So ideally, you want a larger number. The agreement that we came up with was $250 million in value. So that implies a $25 million valuation to our shareholders. This particular business does absolutely justify that valuation. They are backed by, I can't say the names, but we will shortly. One of them is a top, I think, 2 or 3 conglomerate in Korea. The other backer is a European bank that has significant investment banking business, and certainly is a household name here in the US. And the third is a fund management, fund analysis, and financial services platform that I think most people would know. Anyone who invests in mutual funds would know these people as well. Those 3 are their anchor investors. So there's real institutional investment in this business. They already do qualify for an uplisting to New York Stock Exchange or NASDAQ. Why would they want to merge into a not shell, but a company that's already listed? The IPO market right now is virtually non-existent. Yeah. Aside from them, I mean, I've seen other opportunities, Mike. Reddit, in fact, which tried to IPO earlier this year, and that got scrapped there. I'm hearing, hope they don't get upset, that they're out looking for a listed company as well, and some other ones that are similar size. So there are some very large enterprises that desire to go public. And what better way to go public than going into a vehicle that's already listed?
Mhm.
You have no IPO risk. The SEC doesn't say yes or no. It's purely a filing, and then you go effective after FINRA reviews for 20 days. So, yeah, I think it's a great time to be doing what we're doing.
Yeah, yeah, definitely a lot of pots on the stove right now, and it is really interesting with the macro markets the way they are. That opens up the doors of all these companies that would like to go public, but totally, it's a rough time right now to do an IPO, as you had said, and this provides people a great vehicle to do so, and is obviously beneficial to all the current shareholders here at Logic as well. So, Brent, thank you for coming on and sharing your updates. Is there anything else you want to add before we go today?
That's it. Have a happy holiday, Mike.
Perfect. Thank you, Brent, for your time. You as well.